Microsoft has officially confirmed that the next major Windows release will be Windows 11 25H2, and while at first glance this might sound like a huge upgrade, the reality is that it's actually going to be a more stable, refined, and minor update released through an enablement package, which is a much lighter and faster method of delivering new features without forcing users into a complete reinstall. And this aligns perfectly with what Windows latest predicted back in March 2025 and what newer leaks in April 2025 had already hinted at. But now it's no longer speculation, it's official, and Microsoft has even published support documents clarifying the scope of 25H2, confirming that it will be similar in nature to the Windows 11 23H2 update, which also arrived as an enablement package. Meaning the actual size of this update will likely be under 1 megabyte since most of the heavy lifting has already been done in previous cumulative updates that have been silently dropping new feature binaries into your system over time, tucked away in the WinSXS folder inside your Windows directory, just waiting for Microsoft to flip the switch when the right enablement package arrives. And 25H2 is that switch, effectively turning on new features that have been sitting dormant in your PC for months. And among the confirmed changes, one of the most notable upgrades is the redesigned start menu with grid and category layouts, which aims to make navigation more modern and organized, giving users a cleaner way to access apps and settings while reducing clutter. And another clever addition is the CPU throttling feature that intelligently detects when you're away from your computer based on your mouse and keyboard activity. And in that idle state, Windows can slow down CPU processes to save power and improve efficiency, a feature that not only benefits laptop users looking for better battery life, but also desktop users who want a quieter, more energy-efficient system. And while some might be disappointed that 25H2 isn't a massive groundbreaking release with flashy new design overhauls, it's worth remembering that these enablement packages focus heavily on stability, efficiency, and subtle improvements rather than reinventing the wheel, and that's exactly what Microsoft is prioritizing here, making Windows more reliable for daily use while still paving the way for larger future changes. And the strategy behind enablement packages is actually quite smart, because instead of forcing a disruptive update that risks breaking existing workflows, Microsoft can preload features gradually, test them in real time with millions of users, and then simply activate them when ready, ensuring maximum stability with minimum risk. And if we look at the bigger picture, this shows how Microsoft is shifting its update philosophy to treat Windows as an evolving service rather than a product that gets reinvented every few years, meaning that over time, users will notice small but meaningful enhancements stacking up without the shock of a full operating system overhaul. And this is especially important now, as Windows 11 continues to face both adoption challenges and user expectations of long-term support. So delivering these incremental but reliable updates could make the OS more appealing and trustworthy. And while the Windows 11 25H2 update itself may be under a megabyte in size, the impact it will bring is far greater than the number suggests, because it represents Microsoft's ongoing balancing act between innovation and stability. And for those wondering whether they should upgrade, the good news is that the enablement package model makes it incredibly smooth and painless, installing as quickly as a standard cumulative patch without the lengthy reboots or potential compatibility nightmares of a full version jump. And for businesses, IT admins, and power users, this is a huge win because it reduces downtime while still delivering valuable features like the new start menu and smarter CPU management. And looking ahead, many experts believe that Microsoft is laying the groundwork for Windows 12, which may eventually arrive with more dramatic changes. But until then, updates like 25H2 keep Windows 11 fresh, stable, and evolving in the right direction. And as always, the tech world will be watching closely to see how smoothly this update rolls out later this year, whether Microsoft can avoid major bugs, and how users respond to these subtle but important improvements. So if you're excited about a cleaner start menu, better energy efficiency, and a more stable Windows experience, 25H2 is shaping up to be a solid upgrade, even if it doesn't come with flashy headlines, because sometimes the updates that focus on reliability and smooth performance are the ones that truly matter most. And in the end, this is another reminder that Windows is evolving constantly, and the journey of Windows 11 is far from over, with every update taking us a step closer to a more refined and intelligent operating system. And that's exactly what makes this release so important. And that's all for today's update on Microsoft confirmation of Windows 11 25H2. Make sure to stay tuned for more in-depth coverage of Windows updates, new features, and future OS developments right here on TechVerse.